Okay, so I have some crazy stuff regarding health insurance and United Healthcare. I ended up having to change my plan in August because of an increase of my railroad retirement. So that threw me off of the plan that I was originally on, and it threw me into an HMO, which I felt like it was okay because this was an educated decision. We made some phone calls, my agent and I did. We made sure that the medication that I was going to be taking was going to be covered. We made sure that my doctors were still in network. And so it just seemed like it was flawless. It was just going to cost me a little bit of money, not a whole lot of money. And I had these concerns before anyway, because the shot that I take, the Nucala shot, when I first started taking that about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was a little over $8,000 every 4 weeks per shot. And it has since come down to, I think it's like $2,300 for each shot. Anyway, evidently that's not covered. So they're trying to make an exception for it. I don't know if that's going to get accepted. I don't know if they're going to be able to give me my shot. But on top of that, even if I do get the shot, then I have to pay $20 every single time to go and get the shot given to me, just to get poked. And that's what the specialist charge is. But I'm not even going to see a doctor, and I'm not going to see a specialist, but it's going to cost me $20. I mean, this little tiny bit of extra money that I've got coming in, it's not enough to pay for all of these new charges or these possibilities. So it's kind of a let's wait and see thing. So on Friday, I talked to United Healthcare, and because my doctor said no, he can't be my PCP, and we don't know about the Nucala shot and all of that. And also, when I went to the new program, they changed my primary. My primary care physician was just like no longer there. And so when I listed her, and I remember, the new insurance started August 1st. I was left literally without a primary care physician, and without having a primary care physician, I can't see my specialist because I have to have the referral by my specialist. So when I called on Friday, I had asked, can I get them to do the referral right away for my specialists? And she said, well, no, not until September 1st. And I was like, what? Why not until September 1st? What is up with that? And she said, well, because it won't go into effect until September 1st. So choosing the doctor in August, which should have still been, I mean, there's no reason for that to have changed. So, but because the plan changed, the primary care changed, everything changed. However, the doctor wasn't going to kick in until September 1st. So I ended up asking her, I said, is there anything you can do about this? Because I am a compromised person. I have asthma. I see these doctors. The shot that I need to get is actually prescribed and given where my asthma and allergy doctor is. So what can I do? You can't leave me without a physician of any kind during COVID for a whole month. So you're going to give me insurance, but you're not going to give me a doctor? None of this made sense to me. None of it at all. So in the end, she ended up putting me on hold. She got it over a road, and I called my agent, and I was letting my agent know all of this that I was going through, because I really shouldn't have been going through not any of this, because we really did our homework and we really spoke to people that we thought were in the know. And so he didn't believe me. He's like, no way, no way. I'm going to have to call Susan and tell her, because that just doesn't sound right. None of this sounds right. So I said, yeah, why would they override something? How could they override something that wasn't real and didn't exist? I said, so it would have to be true, So he called Susan, and she also didn't believe him. She's like, no way. That I haven't heard of it, so I don't think she talked to somebody that was in the know. And so she called and she did some checking, and lo and behold, yep, she found out that that was exactly true. The plan changes, but you don't get a doctor. And she was livid. I mean, thank goodness her and my agent, were bothered by it, because God knows I was. And I wonder how many other people are going through this, especially at this crucial time. That's not cool. It's not cool in my book. I don't think it should be cool in anybody's book. It doesn't make sense. So right now, I am seeing if I can get on the Dupixent. It's also an RA drug, a DNA drug, and it's supposed to do pretty much the same that the Nucala does. The difference being, I will give myself the injections, and I'll save the $20, but right out of the gate, that is a little over $42,000 or $43,000 annually. And I mean, I don't have that. And I'm really happy to say that none of this bothers me, because it is what it is. I'll do my best. If that's how I die, okay, the first thing is the worst case scenario is going to be that I'll go back to what I was doing before the Nucala shot. And what that consists of, sadly, is more steroids. It also consists of inhalers. I was on oxygen when I was in Denver, because the altitude was really hard on me, but also just the saturation. I just wasn't getting the saturation that I needed. And I was on nebulizers, steroid inhalers, and also using my rescue quite a bit. I mean, I use my rescue now probably once or twice a year, and I have to get new ones because I have to make sure that they're not expired. But that's how good this shot has been for me. And then lastly, the ER visits. I can't tell you, when I was in Colorado, I was actually in the ER on 3 different occasions because I couldn't rescue myself. I had done the nebulizers, I had done the rescue inhaler, but I could not get myself rescued. And so right into the ER, and that's the worst case scenario. I go through all that again. But I just think it kind of sucks. I mean, and I'm okay to think that, because I'm not the only one suffering from healthcare insurance issues. Our nation is suffering greatly because of healthcare issues and insurance issues, and how people can't afford medication. And lo and behold, here I am. I am one of those. And again, I'm okay with it because, see, I have reached a different place in my life. I used to fight to be here. I did. I used to fight to be on this earth plane and in a healthy body. I still will do everything that I can do to be in a healthy body. Thank goodness for the THC patches that I'm on. That has helped the pain issues, and I'm forever grateful for that. Cannabis has been a huge lifesaver. It took me out of needing well, a lot of the steroids, but a lot of the other medications that I'm simply no longer on. When I went to Colorado, I was on probably different, there were like 20 different medications that I was on. And now I just take a thyroid medication, I take my asthma medication, and I get my shot. And that's pretty darn good. But I've also grown considerably, and I think that that's related to the meditations that I do and also the cannabis. I'm at a different level now. I'm at a completely different place than I was before. I'm okay with not being on this earth. I mean, I look forward to the day that I get to go. Everybody that has ever really loved me is already there. So imagine how special that is. And it really is special for me. This ride on this earth, you know, I plan on making the best of it, and I'm gonna stay freaking happy, because that is a choice, and that is where I've actually evolved and have seeded. And so I'm good with all of that. And I'm just gonna ride this ride. I'm just gonna see where it takes me. But I have complete faith in God, and we'll just see what happens. But I'll keep you posted. Anyway, that's today's vlog. That's just today's thought. I don't really know what I'm doing with these vlogs, but sometimes telling a story with a video is, number one, way easier than typing it out, and number two, I think it gets the energy of what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, and the acceptance factor, because I certainly don't want anybody to feel sorry for me and stuff like that, because this is just a world I'm living in. I actually live for my next world or my next life. So whatever that is, I'm gonna stay cool with it all. I'm just letting you know that when things get bumpy, you can just ride the roller coaster and stay freaking as happy as possible. There's other choices. This is the one that I choose to accept. Anyway, peace out. Have a beautiful day, and click a like, subscribe, and whatever it is that they do, because I'm still not there yet. So if you want to do any of that, that's cool. I don't have any followers, so if you want to follow me on YouTube, so be it. I would like that. Anyway, I'm going to keep these videos right around between the 10-minute and the 14-minute, and I'm heading up on 13, so I'm just going to go ahead and say bye for now.